Today I'm going to be working on my raised beds. So these are some of my raised beds. I've got this nice round bale over here that I am going to be using to fill the beds with. I've already got enough hay in these raised beds. The hay is really good because it's an awesome mulch. It breaks down to a lovely soil, and here I have some soil that I've dug out of my backyard. I had an area where my cows used to be, and this is really, really good soil. It does have a lot of weeds in it, but it's going to take me probably about 12 buckets. I've been bringing them up in 5-gallon buckets. Probably going to take me about 12 to fill this entire bed. This bed is going to need to have the soil put into it first. This is going to have brassicas, root vegetables. I have some Brussels sprouts that need to go out, and I also have some onions that need to go out. They're going to go in this bed, and then I'm going to start some root vegetables such as carrots, radishes, and beets possibly in here. I also need to start peas this week, and I have some greens that I need to start this week. So I'm going to start this bed first. This is my major project. Now, these raised beds are made by materials that I had around the house. So they are made with roofing metal. I actually cut the roofing metal in half. I have a cutting wheel, and I cut them lengthwise in half. So these beds are around 12 feet long, and they are about a little less than 2 feet high. And I've screwed them together with just random flashing, and I put rebar on the outside in the ground to hold them steady. What I'm also going to do is screw in these PVC pipes. These are going to be somewhat of a little greenhouse. I'm going to need to cover this bed with a cloth to protect the brassicas from the cabbage butterfly. Cabbage butterflies will be out before you know it, and you don't want to have worms in your broccoli. So this is one of the beds I have. I've got a smaller one here that is just made out of wood. It's shorter. I've got another one here that's a little bit smaller than the one next to it. I've got this tie par wrap around it because I had tried growing things over the winter in there, and the tie par kind of made the sides longer to protect the plants that were in there from rabbits and deer getting into it. There's 2 beds here. These are the raised beds that I made last year. I had peppers and tomatoes growing in there, and I have a hoop, an arch. I don't know if you can really see it very good. I do have a hose sticking over it. So I have this archway that I made out of a cage, and that I had cucumbers on. So these 2 raised beds, they're also around 12 feet long and about 3-ish or so feet wide. All of them, everything is made out of scrap metal that was left at my house. So pretty much this entire bed was free. The fencing was free. I had bought the T-posts that I shoved into the middle. I had bought those when I had cows. So they weren't free initially, but I haven't had cows in a very long time. So, it's free now. And I have this other bed over here, which I also have an arch in between it so that I can grow stuff up. This year, I'm going to put my cucumbers on this one. And I have these 2 low to the ground raised beds. I've got garlic on the inside of the hoop. Hopefully they will come up. And I forget what I'm going to plant in those this year. Ground cherries, I think. Ground cherries and tomatillos are going to go on the sides of those. And then the cucumbers are going to go up the trellis. I've got this other small bed here, which is covered by the Typar. Same idea as the one behind it, where I wanted to keep rabbits and deer out. I didn't really have good luck with my winter garden. The rabbits somehow managed to get in, eat things they shouldn't have, and I was able to harvest some stuff. I was hoping that I would be able to keep them growing for quite a while, but the deer and the rabbits were pretty persistent. This is my other new raised bed. I'll be working on this one probably today also. It's right next to this other one, and I have this nice arched trellis right in between. That is going to have peas growing up it, and then in the summer, I believe I'm going to try Himica again. I tried it last year and it didn't do so great. It was very small. Hopefully I can get it to grow better this year, but I'm going to start it and have it. It's a root vegetable, but it needs to, I believe it needs to trellis. If it doesn't need a trellis, I guess I'll find out. So that is what I got going on, and let me show you where my nice soil is. So what we have here is my area where I used to have my cows. I'm going to be filling these buckets with soil. This is really nice black soil. The cows used to eat hay out of there, and of course they would poop here. It's been a very long time since I've had cows, but I have this really nice rich soil. It does have a lot of weeds in it, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. It is super soil for growing in, and I don't have to pay for it. The worst part is I just have to haul it up to my raised bed. So I am getting ready to plant the things that need to be planted out in this bed. I have onions and Brussels sprouts that need to be transplanted out here, and some seeds that I'm going to start. So I will let you guys watch along with how I do it, and I've also got my trusty pupper who's smelling the round bale.